All right, man. This is it's 10/24, August 29th. Obviously, I'm not on Trinity right now, and I'm riding a new Harley Davidson FXDR. This is a totally new motorcycle. The new Softail lineup came out last year. This road is not very good, so I'll have to excuse that. But this bike, the new Softails came out last year, and they polarized a lot of Harley Davidson fanatics and enthusiasts and everything. And so this bike is all new, everything about it. I mean, the Softails were all new, but all of them except for the Sport Glide, which is a mid-year model year bike, came out. Our route is right here, these little orange arrows. So the Sport Glide was the only thing that was a new bike that wasn't stylized after a previous Softail or Dyna. And so this is the next. Something just stung me in my back. There we go. Ow. Hope that's out of there, whatever it was. So riding down the road here on a brand new machine. There's a lot of aluminum on this bike to lighten it up. The swing arm is aluminum. There's some plastic. We're going a little faster than 35 here. They carried over some of the digital gauges and stuff like that. It's got clip-on bars that are real nice, hydraulic. Brakes as always with the front, but it's got that new adjustable, the easy adjust clutch system on it. Which, talking with the techs at Biggs Harley Davidson when the Softails came in, they were all enthusiastic about it. A lot easier to adjust the clutch. You can see the set is good. But in the end, they said, hey, we'll see how it goes. And so far, everyone I've talked to said, no, it's still a really good system. It's working really well. It's got a 240 rear tire, 240 millimeter rear tire on this thing. And it corners really nicely, actually, especially for a 240 tire. Let's see here what we can. So that was 0 to 73, and I'm not a race car driver or a drag bike driver or anything, so probably get it faster with the launch and all that. But so this thing corners really nicely. It's actually kind of nimble. Yesterday I sat on one for the first time at one of the dealerships we were at. It was the first one I had seen in person other than pictures. I got a chance to walk around, look at the bike. There's some really unique parts on this thing, like the air intake, and people are like, oh, whatever. But you know what? It's different. I thought it would get in the way of my leg, and it doesn't. The cool thing is it gets the intake out in front of the heat of the engine and directly in the airflow. The aftermarket will build something, even more radical probably, and get a little more performance out of it. I'm sure. I haven't looked at the parts catalog, but I'm sure Harley Davidson has a couple of different intakes for it as well. Like I said, the aluminum swing arm, a couple of plastics back in the back where there's usually steel, lighten this thing up a good bit, especially since the Softails already were a little bit lighter to begin with. Excuse me. This has a 114 cubic inch motor. Trinity has a 107 cubic inch motor and weighs considerably more. I don't know what the weight specification is on this. Off the top of my head, I'll have to check later. Maybe I'll put it here in the video. Maybe I'll do that. I'll put a spec sheet off of Harley's website on this. But this thing, they're riding with the forward controls and the clip-ons for a dude like me at 6'2" and a bad back. So far, it's different, but it's comfortable, oddly enough. I thought, especially when I first sat on it, like, oh, this ain't going to be great. A ton of rain out here the past few days, a lot of flooding going on too. So, so this thing is, it corners really, really well. I think it's a 160 front, if I remember right. It might just be a 130, but either way, it corners really well. For a 240 rear tire, you get on the old Breakout or the V-Rod, and they just didn't corner that well. But this is a little shorter in the front end. The rake and trail is adjusted a little bit, and so you've got all that traction in the back. You've got all that power coming out of the motor, and it just goes. The transmission for the assembly for this is the same as Trinity. They did change the primaries up a little bit on the 19s and the 18 Softails, so it's and the 19 touring bikes too. So they brought that in so that you're not hitting it with your foot. I haven't had that problem with Trinity, but I do know that it has been mentioned by other people that are shorter legged and stuff like that. So I get it where that could be an issue. This bike comes in a ton of different colors. Like the new Heritage only comes in 4 colors, which surprised me. But this thing comes in like 6 different colors. So you can see the swing arm brace for the rear fender. It's got a stubby little fender on the back where you can put a passenger. You have to purchase the seat and the pegs. It is a solo bike from the factory. But then you can, you've got a kind of a rain guard. And I'll get an overview of it here once I get back to the test ride area and get some more pictures and stuff and put them in here. But my first impression of this, this is a fun bike. It's new, it's fresh. It's got some little stuff that a lot of people aren't going to care for because, it's not a Harley Davidson. But, a lot of people said that about, the Evolution motor and the twin cam motor and, then the dual cool and all that. And now you've got all these people that are riding those and loving those and pulling the same kind of stuff. We're going to get some space here, see what we can do without getting in trouble maybe. Get some vent action going here. Boy, that hits the rev limiter faster than I'm used to, that's for sure. I've only hit the rev limiter once on Trinity. Is that a cop? Nope. So yeah, this is fun though. I like this. It's fresh, it's clean, it's new. Let's see here. I don't know if you can see that speedometer. Yeah, I could definitely ride one of these. I think some mid controls or even a set of rear sets for a guy like me would be better. Get a little bit better riding position. And in the end, I think this is a great bike. This will be a lot of fun for those of you that like to go a little bit faster and through the corners and stuff. I'd like to see what this thing could do on a track. I could refresh my skills on this going and playing around on a track. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So. Like I said, I'm gonna figure out what stung me in the back there. Once I get back to the ride, I'm gonna turn some music on and we'll see. Let you enjoy the rest of this ride. This thing's handling great. This road is a lot better, and it's just smooth as glass on the suspension. The dual front disc brakes on this, inverted forks. This really is a machine that's made to be ridden hard and put away wet. So yeah, don't close out your mind. Don't sell out to what should have been in the past and what used to be, because Harley Davidson is going a lot of new ways. And personally, I love what they're doing. I met a bunch of the engineers, the chief of operations, and spent some time with them riding, plus a few more of the younger engineers in a few different categories and departments, not categories. And I can tell you right now, I was happy last night to be able to thank them for what they're doing and encourage them and let them know that, hey man, you guys are putting out a great product. Trinity's 83,000 miles strong right now. I beat the heck out of her. She keeps asking for more. And, in the end, it's one of those cool things that I love the way that Harley Davidson is going. Now, that doesn't mean that I agree with every little styling thing they're going to do. But a lot of people complain about what Harley Davidson's doing right now, forgetting that they've dumped $5,000, $10,000, $30,000 into their bike just to change the way it looks. So, buy something that looks similar to what you want to build anyway, because that's what you're going to do if it was still a twin cam, and you're going to put a ton of money into it, and in the end, it's going to be your bike. And it's, these are good machines. These are phenomenal machines. And And if I could only say that and get paid to say it, that would be the key. So, yeah, oh yeah, this thing's fun. I want one of these. Oh, another bike added to the list. All right, folks, you guys have a good one. Remember, hey, you are loved, you have value, and you have purpose. Get off the couch and go find it.